Super Talk 99.7 WTN. My name is Matt Murphy. This is the Matt Murphy Radio Show. A Wednesday edition continues. Would love to hear from you on the telephone, 615-737-9986, 615-737-9986. You can hit us up on the telephone. You can also hit us up on the Super Text line. We always love turning a monologue into a dialogue, and that's your opportunity to do so. You can also find us on a variety of social media platforms. Obviously, we're on TuneIn, we're on iHeart, we're on Spotify. With the radio show, you can watch the radio proceedings. And if you do, you'll see Phineas Huckleberry Thomas J. Turkey, who is here in studio with us. That's just my made-up name for him. I don't know.
Phineas Huckleberry. I like that.
Phineas Huckleberry, T-bone. Thigh meat. Phineas Huckleberry thigh meat turkey. How about that? Hey, Ken, I like you in a lot of ways.
Well, thank you, Brother Murphy. I like you, too.
Well, thank you.
In a whole bunch of ways.
But I heard you say something that made me like you even more.
What is it?
That you like the dark meat.
Yes, sir.
I do, too.
Yeah, I got to have, some blood in my steak. Blood in my hamburgers. I can't have dry meat, man.
Nope.
And I'm sorry, but breast meat, it gets too dry.
It can. It certainly can. It's really hit or miss, and it's more miss than hit, honestly. But with if you get some good thigh meat in there.
Oh, yes.
Oh, my goodness gracious. I love the dark meat. How about you there, Jackson?
Light meat.
Really?
Just the regular.
Well, okay. You can have some. I mean, I hope you cook it right.
I don't cook it.
Who cooks it, Jackson?
My dad does a turkey and my uncle.
Do they do the fried variety?
Two separate ones. Yes.
Yeah, fried variety. That's pretty good. All right, I'm going to lead a little video and a little audio here for this. We'll get into Kamala Harris's appearance in Nashville, Tennessee. It was not a campaign appearance for Afton Bain. If it was the worst campaign appearance in the history of campaign appearances. I'll say that. But before we get to that, I want to finish up on a little conversation that we had yesterday with a political candidate by the name of John Thorpe. We'll do that after we mention, if you're watching on Super Talk TV, you can find us over there, YouTube, Facebook, Twitter, Twitch, and Rumble. You'll notice in studio here, we've got a very special guest right behind my left shoulder. I guess it's my left, your right. That is who we're referring to as Phineas T. Huckleberry Turkey. That is the name that I'm going with, unless I hear a better one. He's in studio in celebration of the Thanksgiving season, which gets lost between Halloween and Christmas. But on this radio show, we're going to embrace and celebrate the Thanksgiving holiday for all of its good and all of its good intentions. Thank you. Happy Thanksgiving. I thank you for your attention to this matter. Now, real quick, look, this will be quick, okay? John Thorpe was in studio yesterday. If you heard it, you heard it, and I don't really have to comment on it much further than what we've already done. But Thorpe took to social media, and he was a little bit frustrated about the characterization that he is somehow a liberal plant. I did not make that characterization. I'm saying that some certainly are, and there are suggestions because of his association with leftist organizations. And we drew that out yesterday. We had a conversation about it, a lengthy conversation about it, and you can find it online on Super Talk 99.7 WTN. But very quickly, here's what John had to say. This is like less than 2 minutes. Here's what John had to say about, I suppose, the conversation yesterday and some of the suggestions regarding him.
Hey everyone, John Thorpe here. Just want to take a minute to address some of the attacks coming from the Republican Party here in Tennessee. I've been accused of being part of some secret Democratic plot to siphon votes away from the Republican ticket. Their proof, a mailer I had absolutely nothing to do with, produced by a super PAC I've never spoken to, never coordinated with, and don't agree with. If anything, that mailer is a perfect example of why I'm running as an independent. Big money groups can drop something into your mailbox and make it look like a candidate is behind it. It's dishonest and it's corrosive, and it's exactly what I'm trying to change. They're also attacking my web developer because she works on liberal websites. So that's where we are now, judging people not by their work, not by their skills, but by their past affiliations.
By the way, we're not judging anyone by their past affiliations. We're judging people by their present affiliation. She is a leftist web designer. that has primarily done, at least as far as I can find, only leftist websites and yours. And I asked a simple question yesterday, and it was met with a non-answer, and that is, how did you find this person? And John said, well, my campaign manager told me where to go. And I asked the name of the campaign manager, and at first he didn't want to tell me. So anyway.
That mindset is precisely what's broken in our politics.
Well, no, it's not a broken concept to suggest that you would not, if you are not associated with leftist individuals, you would not want to give your money to leftist organizations because they're going to spend that money on leftist causes. Right? This person is a socialist. She ran as a socialist in Milwaukee, I think it was Milwaukee, Wisconsin, several years ago and lost. And upon losing, she created this website company that you associated yourself with. So, John, I don't know what to tell you except that if I found out that, I mean, and this is not like a one-off. It's not like you can't go anywhere else. You can throw a rock in Nashville, Tennessee, and hit a local web developer. You can throw a rock in Nashville, Tennessee, and hit a local web designer, yet you chose to take your money out of state, and you chose to give your money to a leftist organization. I don't blame you for doing that without knowing, but now that you know, I would think that you would want to move your money to an organization that better fits your narrative and better fits your political ideology, yet you defended and doubled down on it.
I didn't jump into this race because of some secret party strategy.
I don't believe that you did either, John. I believe that you are, you're being used, which was my point yesterday, is that now that you know that you're being used, I would think that you would want to do something about that, but you seem to draw most of your ire is pointed toward Republicans and conservatives as opposed to liberal Democrats.
Started running months before Mark Green even announced early retirement because I saw the system failing us. And now those same systemic problems are being put on full display through these desperate attacks. So let me be clear. I leave judgment of character and qualifications to the voters. Not party insiders, not consultants, not ideologues.
I do too, John, and I appreciate you saying that. And I will leave it to the people of the 7th Congressional District to judge whether or not they want to trust someone who, by his own admission, has not voted in the last 25 years, has not seen fit to register to vote in the last 25 years until he decided to run for political office, characterized himself as a never-Trumper, allows his campaign to be coordinated by leftists, and allows leftists to aid his campaign by spending hundreds of thousands of dollars in the district for the purpose of getting Afton Bain elected. Secondarily, I judge someone based on the fact that now that they know that they're spending money at a web development company that is a leftist organization. I mean, these are Soros-backed and based people. And you know what? I'll let the folks decide whether those situations, those issues, those items, those facts matter to them when they go out and they vote. Now, enough about John Thorpe. John is, if he's earnest in his effort, then I say you got to try better, buddy. You got to do better. You got to build up to something like a congressional run. If you really want to affect change, I would encourage you to run for a city council seat. I would encourage you to run for a county commission seat. I would encourage you to run for a county mayor position or a city mayor position, and get your bona fides going in that direction, and then perhaps throw your hat into the ring in a larger race at a future time. Yes, young Jackson.
Is it a prerequisite in Tennessee to have a farm to do campaign videos at?
Apparently so. Did you hear his chickens in the background?
Are they his chickens?
I don't know. There's some chickens.
Because
I don't know if they're his
I feel
chickens.
like every politician video we have played in the history that I've been on this show, which is only about, 4 or 5 months now? Fair. There is a red barn in the background. I'm starting to think it's the same farm. They just all meet up at this farm, and they take videos, and then everyone goes home.
Maybe. I mean, that'd be pretty good money if you could get it, right? Hey, come on out to my red barn and film your campaign video.
It is like the starter pack to run for office in Tennessee is to have a farm you can make videos at with the red barn in the background.
Yeah, you got to show Jackson. I don't know if you understand this or not, but John Thorpe, he's salt of the earth.
It's not just him though. Like, I'm not taking a shot at him.
John Rose, salt of the earth.
Everyone.
Marsha Blackburn, salt of the earth.
Every single one.
Bill Lee, from the family farm. Yeah. No, it's a good observation by you. You've got to have yourself a farm. You know, I'll vote for the first fella that I see riding a cow. You know what I mean? Just go ahead and jump on that cow and just ride him on home.
Otis Taylor for mayor.
Didn't notice.
Yeah, he rode a cow into town with a bell on it.
Remember when or Barney? Barney was on a horse one time, remember?
Oh, yeah.
He was the rider on the white horse that was riding east to west through town on a full moon.
Oh, that's right. Yeah, because the Darlings didn't want Ernest T. Bass marrying Charlene.
Well, I think Charlene wanted to marry Andy, right?
Yeah, she wanted to marry Andy, but Doug was upset at that and the fact that Ernest T. Bass was trying to kidnap.
And they were convinced that Andy and Darlene had to get married. Charlene had to get married. And that was a hex, that they needed the Darlings to see the hex.
Yes.
But Barney was allergic to horse. He's allergic to the horse. He kept sneezing. That's not east to west. That's not east to west, Barn. It's not east to west.
Scott Sapicki, friend of the show,
yes, sir,
just sent me a photo of him at a farm with a red barn in the background.
Well, I think Sapicki
listens. He's a real farmer.
I mean, he's a real deal, right? He listens to the show on it. I mean, Scott Sapicki, Trace Atkins, they're both listening on the old tractor on a regular basis. Which, by the way, we got to talk about that. We got to get Trace in the studio. Very excited about that. All right, yes, it's a prerequisite, Jackson. That's very astute of you to observe that most everybody, they're going to do that, that thing with the red barn in the background.
I don't know a lot, but I know that.
Very good.
I know you turned your mic off because the
hum
went away.
No, I had to call. Whoa.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The low hum of the inflatable turkey.
If you're wondering what the hum is, it is, the low hum of the inflatable turkey. That's right. And you can watch the inflatable turkey over on Super Talk TV, YouTube, Facebook, Twitter, Twitch. We brought the turkey in here to celebrate Thanksgiving. So here's my bottom line on this, and we'll talk about Kamala Harris in town in a minute.
Okay.
If you do not vote, this is on you. Afton Bain is demonstrating every single day in every campaign advertisement and every Instagram video that she makes who she truly is. Afton Bain did not campaign with Kamala Harris. She didn't. But she did campaign with David Hogg. David Hogg is an anti-Second Amendment advocate. David Hogg, had he his way, would strip you of all of your guns. All of your guns. All of your guns. That's who was campaigning for Afton Bain just days ago. Okay? So if you want a candidate that agrees with David Hogg that you do not have any Second Amendment rights, then I would encourage you to vote for Afton Bain. Otherwise, there's one choice in this election, and that's Matt Van Epps. You might have issues with Matt Van Epps. I don't begrudge you those issues. You might have concerns that he might be a little too establishment for your taste. You might not like the fact that your political candidate, whether it was Gino Bolso, Lee Reeves, or Jody Barrett, did not come out victorious in the primary, in the special election primary. I understand that. I understand the butthurt that comes along with that. But you got to suck it up, Buttercup, because this lady is a socialist. Now, she's cute, and she's bubbly, and she's fun, and she's friendly, and I would even call her a true believer. She's a true believer because she's completely naive about the ways of the world. Most true socialists are. They just don't understand how the world really works. And she wants to take away your ability to protect yourself and defend yourself through your Second Amendment rights. If she didn't, she wouldn't have had David Hogg campaigning here on her behalf. Would she? Would she? Do not throw away your vote with a John Thorpe vote. I'm sorry, just don't. Now, I don't endorse candidates, and I try not to tell you how to vote. And I'll try to do that in this case as well. So I guess I'll take that back. If you want to throw your vote away for John Thorpe, do it. Just go and vote. Understand the importance of early voting and understand the importance of getting out to the polls on December 2nd and casting your ballot. Because the only way, and let me stress, the only way that Afton Bain has any shot at this election is if enough people get duped by this nonsense from Thorpe or get convinced by other entities that it's, quote-unquote, not worth it, or they're just the same side or the different side of the same coin or whatever. That is garbage. One candidate votes Trump. One candidate supports the Trump agenda. The other candidate supports socialism. One candidate supports Donald Trump's vision for a better America. The other candidate supports Zohran Mamdani. Socialism in Tennessee. So I cannot stress enough to you, vote the way that you want to vote, but just go and vote. And if enough people go to the polls in the 7th Congressional District, this thing isn't even going to be close. It's 23 after the hour on Super Talk 99.7 WTN. Super Talk 99.7 WTN. A couple of turkeys in studio. We'll have a third one in studio coming up in the 5 o'clock hour in the form of Cameron Smith. Looking forward to his assessment of Afton Bain and Kamala Harris's trip to Nashville. So there's a lot of misreporting going on about this. We at Supertalk 99.7 WTN, I am proud to note, have great reporters like Joan Jones and Ken Weaver. And in our newsroom, they've been covering this accurately. And that is to say that while Kamala Harris was in town for her Ryman Auditorium appearance, which was on the schedule for a long time now, we talked about that some months ago, that tickets were on sale, right? And it was a packed house and good for her. She's selling books and a lot of liberals going out. And I guess they laugh to keep from crying, talk about what happened in the political campaign. And, oh, man, you had it in the bag, Kamala, and I don't know what happened to you. Boy, oh, boy, maybe if you weren't such a word salad and just such a political dunderhead, you would have done better. Anyway, but most in the mainstream media are characterizing this incorrectly, in my opinion. They are saying, for example, Shane Goldmacher, and I don't know who this dude is, except that he is a self-described national political correspondent for the New York Times. And Shane wrote in his on his X post that Kamala Harris had come into town to campaign for Afton Bain. I'll read it to you. Kamala Harris is hitting the campaign trail today with a surprise event for State Representative Afton Bain, the Democrat running in Tennessee's 7 special election. He went on to say, this is Kamala Harris's first surrogate event for another Democrat since leaving office. Now, this guy has yet to correct himself, and I have repeatedly said to him on the X Machine platform, you need to correct this. You are reporting this inaccurately. Kamala, you cannot tell me that you're campaigning as a surrogate for Afton Bain when Kamala Harris never mentioned her name. And it was on purpose that Kamala Harris never appeared with Afton Bain. Why? Well, I happen to know why. Because Afton Bain and Justin Jones hate one another. That's why. Representative Justin Jones, a.k.a. Brother Jones, and Afton Bain have a history. And I'll tell you what Afton Bain certainly thinks about him, and that is she thinks he's wholly performative. Afton Bain, say what you will about her, is a true believer. And it's sad but true that she believes that if we just had socialism in America, everything would just be rainbows and unicorn farts, right? Everything would be great.
He hasn't pulled this yet.
No, he's not going to. And I've told him that he's incorrect. She did not campaign for Afton Bain. She didn't mention Afton Bain's name. Now, she said go out and vote. She said, oh, y'all go vote 2 weeks. Y'all need to go vote in 2 weeks. She never said who to vote for. She never endorsed. She endorsed other candidates. I saw where she endorsed a dude today in where was it? Hold on a second. Well, I'll tell you what. I'll find it, and I'll share it with you in a moment. Right now, it's time for news on Super Talk 99.7 WTN. Yeah, 7731 says it's supposed to have that smell at first. It's not. People get used to it, right? I was just talking about efficient heating and cooling. No, do not put up with that. That's bad, because that smell is that's dust, dander, that's nastiness, that's bacteria in some cases, maybe mold or mildew in some cases, burning off the coils, burning out of the system. You don't need to put up with that. Call Jeff Eddy in Efficient Heating and Cooling. I mean that from the bottom of my heart. 20 minutes until 5 o'clock, Super Talk 99.7 WTN. I've not gotten to phone calls, and we're clean on the phone lines right now, so give us a call if you so desire, 615-737-9986. Did anybody go see Kamala at the Ryman last night? did one single one of my listeners go to see Kamala at the Ryman last night? I think I would pay good money to get somebody to call me and tell me what the experience was like. Here's what I know. A lot of national media outlets are reporting this, and a lot of folks have been duped by it, right? They've been duped by this reporting that, Kamala was in town to support Afton Bain. Now, she said, and I've got the clips. Ken's got the clips in News Closet B. We've heard them. You need to get out and vote. You need to go vote 2 weeks before you vote. Early voting's happening right now. All the while, Justin Jones standing right next to her.
Well, remember, she said, don't let anybody take your power.
Don't let anybody take your power, Ken Weaver. At one point, and I had this. Hold on, I need to find this. At one point, Justin Jones actually said, "This isn't about a candidate." He said that at FIS.
Really?
Yeah. Now, I think Charlene Oliver was there, and she mentioned Afton Bain by name. She said, y'all need to go out and vote for Afton Bain. And then old Justin took to the megaphone, not a microphone, a megaphone, and said, y'all don't need to, this isn't about one candidate. This isn't about one election. This is about more than that. And then Kamala Harris takes to the megaphone or whatever it was, and she's talking, doesn't mention Afton Bain by name, did not appear on stage with Afton Bain. Why not? They were in the same facility. So, Ken, y'all have been reporting that, and I've not seen any video of this either, but I trust the reporting of Supertalk 99.7 WTN, that Bain was at the Ryman early.
Yeah. She was there early. She got up and spoke, but then said she had a prior engagement that she needed to get to. And left. And then Kamala Harris came up, and there was no mention of Afton Bain.
Think about that for a minute. Why do y'all think that is?
Why weren't they on stage together?
Why didn't they take a photo op? Certainly Kamala Harris has done this with other political candidates. To wit, I saw I saw her with Dan Koh, K-O-H. He just wrote that, in case you missed it, old Dan, who is a candidate in the state of Massachusetts, I guess. A dad fighting back against a Trump and lowering cost for his neighbors. Here to show what Democrats can do. Running for Congress in Massachusetts District Number 6. Fired up to have the endorsement of Vice President Kamala Harris. He posted that 2 days ago. So apparently he got an endorsement. And there's a picture of him standing next to Kamala Harris. They're smiling. He took the photo himself. And somebody took a photo of him taking a photo. Looks like me. And you know what? It almost looks exactly like the photo I took of me and this turkey in the background. That would make me Dan and Kamala the turkey. But they're reporting, she was out stumping for Afton Bain. She was not stumping for Afton Bain. She never mentioned her name. Does anyone else think that's weird? And what I hate are these national reporters that misreported it on the front end and will not correct themselves on the back end. And I asked the man himself, this Shane Goldmacher guy from the New York Times, an organization that you cannot trust, are you seriously not bothering to follow up on your erroneous reporting from yesterday? You claimed in a post that Kamala Harris was, quote, hitting the campaign trail with Afton Bain. Not only did they not appear together, Kamala Harris, I cannot find one piece of audio or video in her multiple stops in Nashville, Tennessee yesterday where she even mentioned Afton Bain by name. Now, Bain appeared briefly on stage at the Ryman prior to Kamala getting there and immediately said she had to leave. Kamala never spoke of her on stage, never spoke with her on stage, never appeared with her in any of these campaign events, and vaguely encouraged people to, quote, get out the vote. At one stop, one of her little sycophants, Representative Justin Jones, went so far to say that her visit in Tennessee was, quote, not about supporting any one candidate. And as I said, reporting matters, Shane. Don't leave your readers in darkness. Don't you know democracy dies there? This was a complete fumble by the DNC. They are not a serious party in the state of Tennessee, and they're certainly not serious about electing a socialist like Afton Bain. In the meantime, 0152 writes in. Did you see 0152's message, Jackson? Did you see this message? It says, I'll read it to you, don't worry. It says, LOL. Murphy in rare form today. Any chance we'll get Mike from Old Hickory? Love the show. Mike from Old Hickory joins the show.
Really?
Hey, Mike.
How you doing?
How did you enjoy your 2 days of suspension?
Well, I kind of just sat back, relaxed, and watched the socialist, communist cities around the country go down the tubes.
Mm-hmm.
Yep, and when we don't go vote in the midterms, it's going to happen nationwide. So what I'm asking is that we just saw what happened, that Donald Trump has been exonerated through these Epstein files. So the Epstein files has been released. It's sitting on Trump's desk. Mm-hmm. Do you think Trump's going to sign the waiver and say, you know what, because he said he would? Do you think he's going to go to Pam Bondi or Kash Patel and said, go check it out again, go run it out longer?
So I'm on record as saying a couple of things. One, I just need to clean this up just a little bit. I'm not trying to disagree with you, Mike. I'm trying to be agreeable with you. I want to be friends today. But the law that was passed, or the bill that was passed by the House and the Senate, is going to Donald Trump's desk, and so the files are not on his desk. The bill is on his desk, and then the Department of Justice will have 30 days to review. Redact any names of victims. They're not allowed to do a lot of redactions beyond that within the law. It is a very open piece of legislation in terms of getting that information to the people of the United States of America. I hope that Donald Trump signs it immediately. Here's what I said yesterday about it, and I'll reiterate it today. I do not believe that the American people will put up with playing games with this information any longer. And if Donald Trump, he called for the Department of Justice to continue and follow up on an investigation on several liberal Democrats who might be involved in the Epstein files, to include Bill Clinton, among others. I do not believe that if he uses that as a way to prevent the American people from seeing the Epstein files, I do not believe that the American people will put up with it, and I don't believe that his MAGA supporters will put up with it, and I consider myself among those individuals. I love Donald Trump. I was a Trump man from the time he came down the escalator till right now today, sitting here on this November 19th, 2025. But I'm here to tell you, I'm not putting up with this anymore, and I don't think any of us should. We, the American people, should demand that this information be available to us so long as we are not putting victims at risk and so long as we are not in any way putting our government officials within the Department of Justice at risk. And I don't believe that releasing the Epstein files would do either of those things. That's what I have to say about it.
Well, then we're just going to cover it up, apparently. So what's going to come out then from the Epstein files is a bunch of redactions. Kash Patel and Pam Bondi were releasing the files, but we're going to go through the redactions. And that's what's going to destroy the confidence of the American people again. And so when Trump has it on his desk, he ought to say, I want this all released with no redactions. And you know what? Innocent people go to jail and they get out. But this corruption is so deep that we can protect those people, offer them immunity, so that they can come forward and say, you know what, we're going to release all this stuff, but you are not going to be charged because you got raped. You're the one that got screwed, so we're going to give you immunity. And so Trump should say that. When he signs it, he ought to come out and hold a press conference that says none of these girls or men or whatever are going to be held accountable by being attacked, raped, whatever they did down there in Rape Island. And so that's how you handle it. Give them immunity and give them protection, however it is. Let's get this is deep evil. Let's get this deep evil solved.
Thank you, Mike. That was a cogent, succinct, and pretty good telephone call from Mike in Old Hickory. Maybe the suspension did him a little bit of good. I like that. A little 2-day suspension, right? That's what we called.
Just a little 2 days.
Just a little 2 days.
Like a weekend off.
Yeah, I mean, that's, no harm, no foul. We're friends again, and we'll remain so until Mike goes off the rails again, starts screaming and yelling at my producer and cussing him. Didn't he cuss you?
No.
I thought he dog cussed you.
No.
No?
Dog cuss.
I thought Mike, I thought he dog cussed me.
Oh, he did?
Yeah.
Oh, well, that was you then.
Oh.
What's dog cussed?
Well, you cuss at him like a dog. Just talk to him. My pa used to say that. Don't you dog cuss me.
It puts an emphasis on it.
Oh, yeah, it does. Dog cussing him. 51 after the hour, Super Talk 99.7 WTN. Super Talk 99.7 WTN. Jackson Williams is apparently a big fan of the large inflatable turkey that we have in the studio. He was comparing it to things there in the control area. I stepped into the control area. He said, Matt, are you getting tired of the hum of the motor that keeps the inflatable turkey inflated? I said, no, I just try to, get a different viewpoint every once in a while. And he said, well, from this viewpoint, the turkey looks like a phallus. Is that or is that not what you said? Am I telling the truth here now or what?
I just produced the news, boys.
Oh, yeah.
Yes.
It reminds me of some of that Epstein testimony where they started describing certain things that we won't get into, but apparently it was not very favorable to Mr. Epstein. Hey, on another front, have y'all seen the hurricane season, right? We've got about 2 more weeks out of the hurricane season. We are almost done with the hurricane season. Ken, do you know off the top of your head how many hurricanes we've had make U.S. landfall this year?
0.
0. Do you know how many hurricanes went into the Gulf?
0.
0. I just want to throw a few facts y'all's way. When that stupid thing was called the Gulf of Mexico, there was hurricanes all over the joint. Hurricanes every summer. Hurricanes messing stuff up. We renamed it Gulf of America, and we don't put up with that crap anymore. We put up a little sign that said, no hurricanes allowed. They stay away. They're afraid of the Gulf of America. How about that?
What are the people of 911 Louisiana going to watch?
Is there a 911 Louisiana?
No, Ken, I just made that up.
But there should be, boy.
Oh, they need it.
Those Cajuns down there. You couldn't understand what the hell they were saying.
Oh, man, they need to do that.
Bayou Bata. LAU. Gotaga. Oh, hey, you got to help me. Hook, cut my leg off. Gator got my leg.
Lane Kiffin. Go Tigers.
Go Tiger. Lane Kiffin. Lane Kiffin about to get paid. Y'all know that, right?
I'm afraid so is his coach at Vanderbilt. I'm afraid Vanderbilt's. I don't want him to lose that coach.
You think they're going to get? Well, what? What do you nan? What happens when he?
I'd love for him to get paid by like a Big Ten school.
I think Diego's about to lay half 100 on y'all, man.
We'll lay half at 120, then. It don't matter.
You going to do what it takes?
All you got to do is win the Saturday after Thanksgiving and the Saturday before Thanksgiving.
That's going to be a great game, man.
It's going to be a really good game.
Woo, there's going to be some hard hitting in it, too, boy.
A lot better game than Jackson wants. Jackson, you're welcome to come with me to Atlanta to watch Georgia Tech. You don't have to put
I have to wear Georgia gear.
I did. I said you had to wear a Georgia shirt.
And that would burn the skin right off my body.
Uh-huh. Okay. Well, offers in there for you. My brother can't go because he had ankle surgery, so. You know what my brother had? They drilled a hole in the bottom of his foot up his leg to put a bolt. To put a bolt in his leg, Ken. A bolt. It's late. Just chew on that while Ken Weaver's doing the news on Super Talk 99.7 WTN.